Number 5 on the list is my favorite of the wave, the T-Rex exhibit.
If I were to choose one set as to be the most overrated set of 2021, I would choose the T-Rex dinosaur fossil exhibit. And the problem to me is that this is not more of just a bad set in general, but more of wasted potential. The fact that this is an oversimplified design combined with the $30 price tag, I think that it's safe to say that it's a bit of a ripoff. So let's start with the good parts of the set. Obviously, the head and the ribcage is good, but that's kind of not a lot of things to write home about because they're just specially molded pieces made by Lego. The one good part about the set that's actually about the design is the tail, because even though it's super simple, I think that for $30 it is pretty good. Alright, now onto the bad parts about it. First of all, let's look at the colors. It is kind of all over the place. First we have the tan, and then we have dark tan, and then we have white, and then we also have black, and also some of this nougat color. So I think that that's a lot of colors just for just a simple set. Right? And it's not like they don't have like some of the pieces that aren't in like tan, right? A good example of this is the clips that are holding onto the ribcage parts. As you can see, those parts are in white when they clearly do exist in the tan color. So it just kind of baffles me why Lego wouldn't use these pieces to, actually make their sets look better. And also, it's not like that piece is uncommon too, right? Because you can literally get it for like 10 cents on Bricklink. The second thing is when you look at the ankles, you see that there's a huge black space. And the only possible explanation would be that the dinosaur broke both of its ankles. And that, does not seem too likely. There's a lot more that I could talk about. For example, the fact that the dinosaur's arms are literally composed of 3 pieces, and its hand is as big as a minifigure's hand. But I just want to compare it to another, I think, way superior set. And that set, of course, is the dinosaur fossils from Lego Ideas. So this set retails for $60, and in order to give it a fair comparison, we're going to have to isolate the T-Rex. I think that a fair division of the set would be if the Triceratops and the Pteranodon were paired together, and then it was just the T-Rex by itself, and then we can divide it down the middle because the Triceratops and the T-Rex are actually pretty similar in pieces and size. It's just that the T-Rex has these huge long legs, right? So it makes it look a lot taller. And since we split it down the middle, then that would mean that the T-Rex would be worth around $30 also. So now we have a fair comparison, right? Because now both of these sets will be valued at around the same price. The first thing that we see from the Ideas dinosaur is that it is a lot bigger. And the second thing we see is that it also has a lot more consistent of a color scheme. I remember back when the set came out, a lot of people were hating on the set just because of that tiny little spot where there was some tan colors. And now, to be honest, when I look at that set compared to the Jurassic World version, I think that the Idea set is pretty amazing. And do you think it's kind of weird that the Idea set, which is bigger than the Jurassic World set, still has skinnier legs than the Jurassic World version, which makes it actually more accurate? And also don't forget the fact that the Ideas version has so many more pieces, which allows it to be much more detailed. For example, places such as the arms and hands, they are able to have so much more detail and actually look accurate. The only redeeming factor that you can even argue for the Jurassic World version is the molded head. But I think that even though the molded head is good, I still do think that the brick-built head is, first of all, much more impressive. And because since you're also paying for the labor and talent from the designers, it's much more impressive and cool to see a brick-built head and that actually looks good, right? And it actually has the accurate amount of holes in the head, and that will allow it to actually look very close to the actual dinosaur. And I think the final point that I want to make in this comparison is that if you were to search up the Ideas set, then you will see a bunch of alternative builds made by a lot of people, right? Because of the diverse different types of pieces that are very useful, which allows people to make different types of builds with it. But in the Jurassic World version, you aren't able to do that a lot, right? Because you have so many large and simple pieces that aren't very useful in anywhere else. So I think that even if you don't care for any of these builds, I think that the fact that the Ideas version still has such useful pieces makes it worth purchasing. So that now we've seen that the ideas version is basically better in every single way, and how much you can do with $30, it really does seem like the Jurassic World version could have been so much better. And I think that the potential of this was really high, and I realized that this set is made for a different type of market, which is a play set. But I just think that using only a few changes or using just a few different types of pieces, this set could have been so much better. And in conclusion, if you're looking for a display set or something to put in your city museum, I think that the Ideas version is a much better substitute than the Jurassic World version, because it has a tremendous value, it has accuracy, and it's also 3 different types of dinosaurs. Well, technically the Pteranodon is not a dinosaur, but you know what I mean. And as for the Jurassic World version, I think it is still good as a playset, but I think you should wait for it to go on sale to around like $25 or even $20 before you pick it up. So yeah, thanks for watching, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!